So, as the title reads, I was in a car accident, but it wasn't as bad as it sounds. But this is just something that happened to me that I thought it was just, it was to share because I always like sharing like my crazy situations. I had met a guy off of the dating site, which I'm no longer on. Yeah, but that's another story. Okay, so I met a guy off the dating site, and like pretty much we were talking, everything was pretty cool. We got along normally, and we decided to meet up. I took my car, drove it to the area, whatever, because I didn't want him to like come pick me up or nothing like that. And so we did what we did, and it was a great night. We were driving around just looking at the city because he had like a really nice car, and we just wanted to drive around and just just see the city, because you typically don't do that. You just normally go from point A to point B. You don't really take the time out to like look at your city. So we were just chilling, talking, just driving around. And so sometimes with me, I'm sort of kind of indecisive. So sometimes I really don't know what I want to do, and then sometimes I do. So this kind of night was like, do we want to go do hookah or do we not? But then I was like, oh, I really don't. I was kind of ready to go home because it was already getting kind of late, and I didn't want to really be out with him that late. So before we were going home, we decided to stop at the gas station. And as we're in the gas station, he was like, I'm just really happy I met you. You're such a good girl. Like, he was just like playing around saying like, oh, I hope you don't have boyfriends. Just like little silly stuff like that. But he was pretty much telling me that he was interested in me, which was funny. So I was like, okay, whatever. You seem pretty cool. I don't mind getting to know you. So as I had to use the bathroom, but I decided like I didn't want to use the bathroom in the gas station. I would just wait until I got home. So when he went inside the gas station, I'm in the car, talking to my best friend. And then I guess I hung up the phone. So he comes back into the car, and I was like, oh, I'm thirsty. And then he was like, oh, okay. He starts to back up. Then he was like, well, did you want me to get you something to drink? I was like, oh, no, I'm good. And he was like, are you sure? Are you sure? And this time he's like already backed up. He drives like a 2015 Camaro. So he's like already backing up. It was a 2015, 14, whatever. And then so like he's like driving. So he's like, are you sure? I was like, I am fine. Like, I made it very clear I did not want anything to drink. So it's like out of nowhere, he makes the quickest left turn, and he goes this way, but I guess he didn't see the car. I don't know how he didn't see the car. And then like the car just runs into him. So he starts freaking out. I mean, like 0 to 100, just like, what the fuck happened? What's going on? And he's like, he gets out the car, and my stupid butt stays in the car. And I just wish I could just do that whole scenario over, but I was so shocked that like someone hit his car or he ran into the person, as you probably would say. I was just so shocked that it happened. Like, I'm just like listening to him. He's like screaming and yelling, oh my gosh, my car just got a new paint job. He was like so obsessed. And then out of nowhere, he's like, it's your fault. It's your fault. And he was talking to me. I'm not driving the car. I'm in the passenger seat. So I'm starting to say like, how is it my fault? So it's some Spanish people. So they get out the car. They was like, yo, you got insurance, da 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 da. You ran into me. He's like, nah, it's her fault. It's her fault. And I am still in the car, like, because I'm so shocked that this is happening. And I'm on the phone with my best friend. She's like, is he yelling at you? I'm like, girl, let me call you back. So I'm telling him, I was like, look, I was like, you need to calm down. Like, I don't understand why you're saying it's my fault. I told you I didn't want anything to drink. And he was like, it's the way you've been talking to me all night. It's the things that you've been saying. And I'm just like, I'm kind of confused because like, was I like, I just didn't get what he meant by that. Did I like seduce him? Like, I just could not comprehend that point. So you know how, like, when you get into an accident, you're not supposed to move your car during the scene of the accident. But he just hopped in his car and he was like, yo, I'm going to give you $500 and we're just going to keep it moving. Like, you're not going to put this on my insurance. So he backs his car up and I am still in the car. And he like parks his car. So I'm like on the phone with my best friend, and I'm just like, girl, you need to come get me. I know it's the other side of town, but you just need to hop on the nearest highway and just come get me. And so she's like, okay. So as she's on her way to come get me, like, he goes into the gas station. I see him pacing, you know, looking at his car, and he comes out and he's like, you need to pay up. And I'm like, excuse me? When he said that, that was just like finally like red flags, like, get the freak out of the car. He was like, you need to pay up because it's your fault I got into this accident. I was like, first of all, and me, I'm not the arguing type. Like, honestly, I don't like drama. Like, I don't like arguing. I don't like fighting. I don't like any of that. So I just calmly told him, I was like, you, number one, need to calm down because I don't understand what you mean it's my fault. I'm not the one driving the car. You control the car. So you need to calm down because you're not going to be embarrassing me in front of all these people. And so he's like, you know, it's still your fault. You need to pay up. I was like, I'm not paying anything. So I get out the car and he literally like grabs my arm, this arm right here. And he's like, then he's like, switches up. He's like, no, baby, I'm just playing. You know, I'm going to run. I was like, you know what? I have to go to the bathroom. So he's like, why you need to go to the bathroom? I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. Like, we were drinking today. Like, I need to go to the bathroom. And he's like, all right. So as he goes to the bathroom and I'm like on the phone with my friend, I'm like, girl, you need to hurry up and come here because I'm not getting back in the car with this guy. So it's like, I'm like waiting in the gas station. He comes in. He's like, are you not coming back to the car? I was like, look, I don't feel comfortable, nor do I feel safe. And like, mind you, he's out there arguing with the Spanish people. The Spanish people got hit their grandmother, their mother. They had like a whole crew of people come up to the gas station. So apparently I'm guessing that they live pretty close because it was like everybody. And then so I just decided, I didn't even look at the car when I got out of the car and went into the gas station. But when everyone wasn't looking, I decided to go closer. The scratch was so small, you guys. The scratch was like this small. And it's a brand new Camaro. Like, the armor on the car is like very tough. So I was just like, why is this guy tripping? Like, if I had silver nail polish, I could have just went over and just like colored in the scratches in the car. That's why I was like, these niggas out here tripping because of this. Like, who's gonna pay $500 for that? And they already called the police. The police never even came, mind you, because, well, I don't know if they ever came, but by the time my best friend came and got me or whatever, they were still there. So I go back in the gas station. My friend is like, I'm on the way. Give me about 20 minutes or whatever. So I'm waiting. He comes in. He's like, are you not getting in the car? I was like, I'm not getting in the car. I don't feel comfortable. I don't like the way you spoke to me. I don't like I just did not like your energy. And he's like, I want to take you back to your car, because my car was actually like maybe like less than 5 minutes down the road, but I still didn't trust getting back in the car with him. So when he was like, I want you to get back in the car, I was like, no, I'm not getting back in the car with you. He was just like, all right, then whatever. And he like literally like walked out the gas station. And mind you, like, the teller in the gas station was like, don't get back in the car with this guy. This guy was flipping out over this little ass scratch on his car. And he was just telling me, like, if you have somebody to come pick you up, just go with the person. Do not get back in the car. I was like, you don't have to tell me twice. Like, I'm not getting back in the car with this guy. This guy is clearly crazy, blaming me for a fender bender that I did not cause. So it was just like a lot. Like, all I can say is, you just never know like what situation you're going to be in. And I don't regret anything that happened. Like, I had a good night before that. You know, we was just going to the gas station and just going back to my car. So I don't know if I would say I would change anything that happened. Like, I'm happy I saw that he was like crazy in the beginning instead of like getting like kind of serious with him and finding out he was crazy later. But it was just like, I've never been in that situation where a guy is like screaming at me at the top of his lungs in a public area. Like, I've never even been in that kind of situation before. But I'm happy the way I handled myself. And like, when my best friend came, it was just like, bye. Like, literally, like, I just just left, and I never heard from him, never talked to him again. I didn't even block his number. I was just even just gonna see if he was gonna call me or text me to apologize. He did not apologize. Like, to this day, he still feels like probably it was my fault that he got into that accident. I was just like, I was not driving, so I don't really get how much sense it makes. Like, you can't blame somebody for something like that. So yeah, I'm pretty much done with the online dating thing. Like, it was fun for what it was. Like, I do have another story that I'm gonna probably tell you guys, but I just really wanted to tell you guys this story. It was just crazy. Like, all I can say is, if you meet a guy for the first time, probably don't get in the car with him if you don't know him like kind of that well. But, you just really never know what's going to happen to you, no matter what. If you know the person that well, if you don't know the person that well. I just honestly just winged it. But I'm grateful my best friend came and picked me up, because I would have been so shit out of luck if I had to get back in the car with him. Because it was like, at that point, like, I didn't know if this guy had a gun. Like, he was like, crazy. Like, crazy. So I will see you ladies sooner than later. I promise.